one of the most common questions that I get when people both first join Medicare, but also once they're on Medicare, is what are Medicare Supplement plans, which are also called Medigap plans. And it's so important to understand what these plans are and how they work, because this costs people between $20,000 and over $500,000 when you don't fully understand how they work, what the rules are, how to get them, all those things. So in this video, I want to help you avoid that expensive, costly mistake so you have great health insurance, but you can also protect your hard-earned retirement savings. I'm Emily with the Medicare Coach, an independent Medicare consultant, helping our clients all across the country easily navigate both their Medicare options, but also all the Medicare government rules to help them do what's right and best for them. Medicare can be great if you know what to look for, but too many people aren't really sure what to look for, or they get overwhelmed and they end up in very costly mistakes. Let's kind of walk through in this video how these Medigap plans work. Also, make sure you look at the comment section below, where we'll have additional resources to help you easily make your right Medicare decision. So, Medicare Supplement plans are also called Medigap plans because they fill certain gaps that Medicare Part A and B do not cover. So why do these plans exist? Medigap plans exist because Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B, which is your main pieces of Medicare, do not cover 100% of your medical costs. You will usually use Medicare Part B, as in boy, once you're on Medicare, but Medicare Part B only covers 80% of most medical expenses. So without a Medigap plan, a Medicare Supplement plan for at least Medicare Part B services, you are responsible for 20% of your medical bills. What does that mean? It means as soon as you start having a lot of tests and treatment, chemotherapy, knee replacements, hip replacements, again, blood work, you can have very high expenses without one of these plans in place. That is when you were on the original Medicare route. You are not allowed to have one of these Medicare supplements or Medigap plans when you have Medicare Advantage. They're very different programs. They work differently, but this is only for those of you who were on the original Medicare route, and I cover this all in more detail in my other videos. But again, these plans are critical to protect you financially. Now, the thing that people don't really realize on these plans is that there are certain rules as to who can get these plans and who cannot get these plans. One of the biggest misconceptions about Medicare is that there are these rules that have waived pre-existing conditions, and then everyone can get any Medicare plan. That's not the case, especially with these plans, okay? Medicare Supplement plans have guarantee issuance rules, and there's kind of two folds to these rules that you must be aware of. Number one, when you first join Medicare Part B, as in boy, you have a 6-month window where you are guaranteed to join any Medicare Supplement plan of your choice, no matter your pre-existing conditions. You can have cancer, you can have autoimmune issues, you can have high blood pressure, you could be on a GLP-1, you can have depression. Any of those things, they are still required to accept you no matter what. But once that 6-month window expires, companies in most states, when you try to pick a new company or pick a new supplement plan letter, they will ask you for your health history, and they are not required to take you if they don't like what they see you. This is important for two reasons. I see it play out in two different situations. Number one, people oftentimes want to join Medicare Advantage when they first join Medicare because they're healthy, Advantage plans have lower premiums, things like that. But the moment that they have a health issue, they tend to want to go back to original Medicare with a Medicare Supplement plan. But if you are outside of this window, those plans are not required to accept you, and we see this happen all the time. Number two, I will see people who were on original Medicare, and then like one of our clients, her friend convinced her to go into Medicare Advantage 1 year. They got into Medicare Advantage, her and her husband, and it was horrible. They couldn't see their doctors, they were paying so much more out of pocket, and they wanted to come back to original Medicare with a supplement. The issue is here. Because they left their Medicare Supplement plan and went to Advantage, they are not guaranteed to come back. So they are now stuck in this bad plan. So whether you're first joining Medicare or you've been on Medicare for a while, please know how these guarantee issuance rules work, because you're not guaranteed them in the future. But most people on Medicare want these plans. This is usually the best plan that you can have for most people, but it depends on your doctors, your priorities, your preferences, all of those things. So these Medigap Medicare Supplement plans exist to protect you financially, but not everyone can get them, at least after a certain point in time. So how do you use them? The beautiful thing is actually Medicare did a really good job at setting these plans up in terms of coordination. You probably have a card once you join one of these plans, but usually all the payments happen automatically without you ever having to know about them. Usually you'll go see a doctor, let's call them Dr. Smith. Dr. Smith's office bills Medicare. Medicare then passes the remaining bill amount onto your Medicare supplement plan automatically, and you pay the remaining amount if there is any. Again, they're quite well coordinated. That's one of the things that Medicare does quite well. But again, not everyone can have these plans. So we know who can get them, but the question now is, what do they cover exactly? How does it work? All those good things. Now, Medicare supplement plans only cover what Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B already cover. Now, I covered this in other videos, but Medicare Part A has certain things like deductibles and daily coinsurance and skilled nursing coinsurance, things like that. So these Medicare supplement plans are standardized by a certain letter, and they either do cover or do not cover each of these additional costs, kind of fine print costs within Medicare Part A as well as Medicare Part B. Medicare Part B, the main cost will be your deductible as well as a 20% coinsurance that Medicare does not cover. So again, Medicare supplement plans usually only cover things that Medicare Part A and B already cover. So we have a client who goes to a therapist. The therapist does not take any Medicare. And she said, hey, can I ask my Medicare supplement plan to help reimburse me for my therapist bills? My answer is no. If that provider does not take Medicare, your Medicare supplement is absolutely useless. Now, there is one very small time where a Medicare supplement plan could pick up a service not covered by Medicare, and that is with very minimal travel emergency coverage. Some Medicare supplement plans will include travel emergencies, not all of them. I have very, very few times have I actually seen the plans pay out for that. So I would say if you're looking at a Medicare supplement plan, travel insurance is not usually one of the big pieces of it. It can cover a very small amount, but that's not a big factor. But the rest of the services are more or less going to work right alongside Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B. If Medicare Part A or B denies a claim, your Medicare supplement will likely not cover it as well. But again, they're going to work side by side with each other, and I covered those letters in a lot more detail in other videos. So the difference between the different letters or the different plans is that every single letter, A through N, is standardized by the government. A plan A from company X is the same plan A from company Z, right? Same thing, just different prices, different names, things like that. But the government has standardized these specific letters, and that's why in my other videos I talk about how to decide which letter fits you best. You don't want to just get a Medigap plan, a Medicare supplement plan. You want to get the right letter and the right company so you have a really great plan for the rest of your life. Now, once you pick out that plan and your letter, you can then enroll in that plan. In most states, at least as I record this video, you must go through either a licensed insurance agent or directly through the insurance company's website or 800 numbers or numbers like that to enroll in those plans. There are some states that you can enroll directly through the online website, but most of them you have to actually talk to a human who's been approved to issue these plans, and so you want to contact them directly to confirm what plan to get. I wouldn't say that, well, plenty of how to actually enter into a contract for your Medicare supplement plan to have it official. So again, Medicare supplement plans are very important, and it's critical to know how they work and also who can get them or who cannot get them to make sure you have really great healthcare throughout your entire life. I'm Emily with the Medicare Coach, and here's to helping you easily make your right Medicare decision.